Hello everyone. Today let's understand about the basics of mutual fund. So what is mutual fund? Mutual fund is basically where retail investors like us pool in our money and give it to an asset management company. And then a fund manager is allocating his our money into the securities that can be debt or equity. Equity in the sense this can be stocks or stock market related any of the shares. So these are securities, and this in turn generates returns, and this is again given back to the investor. And this investor again can invest it into the mutual funds or can redeem it and get the gains. Why mutual funds? Mutual funds are one of the good investment methods, since it is we get a range of schemes for investing, like debt instruments that can be we have gold in mutual funds, we have equity mutual funds, and we have a lot other types of hybrid mutual funds, balanced mutual funds. And this is even convenience because we need not in like when we invest in share market, we will have to always concentrate on the news and always look after our shares. But while it comes to mutual fund, there is always a fund manager who takes care of all the research and what to invest. So that is very convenient for an indirect investment investor and the beginners. Again, it is very transparent in manner where holdings are seen, and while it comes to one single share, we might not know everything about the company. But while we invest in a mutual fund, we are investing in one particular instrument while getting diversity. And again, it is a very low cost because one of the most major issues in shares are good quality stocks, such as MRF is worth of 80,000 rupees, while coming to Reliance, it is around 2000 rupees, and such other stocks are very costly to buy for a very small investor. So you cannot get a lot of diversity in a small amount, like 1000 2000 rupees. So when you buy a mutual fund gives you a lot of stock opportunities with a small amount. So that is one of the advantage at a lower cost, and reduces the risk because again, when we know that we get a diversification with the smallest of amounts, so that is one advantage. And we can get a lot of customer improved customer satisfaction because of returns we generate through mutual funds rather than direct stocks, which is very much riskier than compared to mutual fund. And the quality of mutual funds have been improving year on year, since there is a lot of competition these days. So now let us come to types of mutual fund. There are a lot of types of mutual fund. Now, few of the which I have named is equity mutual funds, debt mutual funds, hybrid schemes, then again solution oriented schemes and other schemes. So basically in equity funds, we know that there are type large cap funds or equity linked saving schemes and multi cap funds. These are one of major equities funds. Then coming to debt funds, there are ultra short duration funds, low duration funds, and again gilt funds. So gilt is basically which invest in government bonds and securities. Next is hybrid advantage. So these in this type of funds actually it invest both in equity funds as well as debt funds, but they are a little bit costlier in manner. Well, the cost factor is little more. And coming to solution oriented, we have some schemes which are goal oriented, such as retirement funds and children funds. Then other schemes include very passive investment strategy of index funds and fund of funds. So basically, today we are going to understand about equity funds and debt funds. Now I'll go to tax of mutual fund. Tax on mutual fund is basically we need to understand how the mutual fund is taxed before we invest in it. So basically, there are two types of taxes which we can see: short-term capital gain and long-term capital gain. So short-term capital gain is when you invest for 1 year and redeem it before the end of 1 year, then it is called a short-term capital gain for equity. While it comes to debt, in anything you are redeeming within the 3 years of time, that is short-term capital gain. While coming to long-term capital gain for equity, anything above 1 year you are redeeming, after 1 year you are redeeming is long-term capital gain. While for debt fund it is after 3 years of investment, it is long-term capital gain. Equity is taxed at short-term capital gain, it is 15%. Then long-term capital gains for equity is 10% for the gains exceeding 1 lakh only. Below 1 lakh, you don't have to pay any tax on long-term capital gain for equity. While coming to debt funds, you get for short-term capital gains, it is as per your tax slab, income tax slab, whatever you are paying, that only you have to be paying after getting your gains. While coming to long-term capital gains on debt funds, it is getting 20%, but with indexation. So let me explain with the examples for both the scenarios. So now example for equity. Short-term capital gain, say we have invested at 10,000 rupees, and while redeeming, after within 1 year, it got to 12,000 and I want to redeem the amount. So the gains will be 2000. Since we are at 12,000, it is 2000 gains. It will be taxed at 15%. So 300 rupees will be our tax. Next, we are going to long-term capital gains on equity. Say I have invested 2 lakh rupees in one particular mutual funds. So after 1 or 2 years, it will be long-term capital gain itself. So I will be when I'm redeeming it, it is 3 lakh 20,000. So now the gains is 1 lakh 20,000. Now 1 lakh 20,000 will be taxed at 10%. If I'm taxing it, it will be more than around 12,000 rupees. But it is not taxed that way. Only the invested amount which is above gains which is about 1 lakh will be taxed. So here the gains is above 1 lakh is only 20,000. So that particular 20,000 is taxed at 10%, and that tax amount will be 2,000. Now, in terms of debt, here a little bit it gets tricky. While it is for the short-term capital gain, as per clear and simple, it is taxed at income tax slab. Now, say we have invested on a long-term capital gain. I have invested 1 lakh in this debt fund. Then while I'm redeeming it is getting to 1 lakh 50,000. So gains are 50,000. So is the tax when I'm putting tax at 20%, is it 10,000 the tax I should pay? No, that's not the way. Here indexation comes to play. So indexed cost is nothing but CIA of the year I am selling it into the cost of while I am buying the what I have invested, divided by the cost inflation index on that particular year which I bought. So that is the formula. And the CII chart, you can get it in the RBI website, or if you Google, you will get it. So now let me explain with an example. So assume I bought this uh, investment. I had done 1 lakh of investment in 2001 and sold it in 2019. So in CII of 2019 is 177 and CII of 2001 is 158. So the indexed cost will be 1 lakh 12,000 instead of only 1 lakh. So now the capital gains will be 38,000 instead of 50,000, and the tax will be 7,000 instead of 10,000. This is the basic calculation here. So now one of the major, let us understand the major terminology in terms of any mutual fund. So that is net asset value. So what is net asset value? Now net asset value is nothing but total market value of the asset. So whatever the money that has been put, whatever the investment has been made, and what is the value of that investment, that is total market value of that asset, divided by total number of units, how many units have been allocated for that particular mutual fund. So that will give a total net asset value, so NAV of that fund. It will be around NAV can range from anything from 10 rupees till 1000, 2000, 5000. It can be anything. So even fractional NAVs can be invested. So that is an advantage. Again, you can invest if you are investing 500 rupees. You can get, if the value is not the whole number, you will get allocated in terms of fractions of NAVs also. Units will be fractional also. So that's NAV. Thank you. You please follow us at key investor and support us.